Is on intelligence to prevent and solve crime. And we've heard very clearly, I've heard as I've travelled the country from our people, the difficulty they are having with particular crime types as we work in compliance with what the Privacy Commissioner has said.
So you're saying that you need to be taking unlawful photos to be able to carry out that work?
We're going to take further advice on the guidance in the report. But the key point is our people are feeling constrained in their ability to deal with particular crimes at the moment as a result of us complying with the Privacy Commissioner's notice.
Do you accept the fact that police did break the law?
I accept in respect of those specific instances that the action taken was inappropriate and we accept the findings on those specific cases.
And have you apologised to the families?
In some instances we have and we are going through resolution processes with other families that will be undertaken by staff in the communities where they live.
Have you been able to find out why this has been able to go on for so long?
There are a whole lot of complex things going on here. Photographs and their evolution in policing has taken place over many years. This is an appropriate opportunity for us to look at that and make sure that our systems processes are enabling privacy but also enabling us to do what we need to do, what the community expects us to do.
Did officers not know the laws that they were enforcing around it?
We need to dig into some of the detail of what the report finds. It's clear that we can improve our training and it's very clear we can improve our processes. I'm also confident though that our people take real care to strike the right balance between collecting information in a way that's consistent with privacy but also in a way that allows them to prevent crime in their communities.
And you said that this was a challenge. Could you elaborate on that? Would you want laws changed around that?
We'll consider what the options are. We need to take some further legal advice in terms of the findings in the report and then we'll communicate what we're intending to do.
Can you give an assurance that police officers will stop taking photographs unlawfully?
We are complying with the compliance notice from the Privacy Commissioner at this point in time and the report acknowledges that. What I have heard is that our people are finding that they are constrained in their ability to prevent and solve crime as a result of that, and these are the things we need to work through.
Do you accept though that this has caused harm to some families?
Look, it's very clear in the specific instances in the report that the photographs that were taken were inappropriate and that that's had an impact on those families, and that's why we will apologise to them.
What impact do you think it's had on the families?
It varies obviously from case to case, but I'm a parent. I wouldn't want my children stopped and randomly photographed even though I trust the police. But if my child was going off the rails, then I would want to be a partner with police in terms of trying to get them back on track. So it's a real balancing act.
Do you personally want police to be able to collect this data?
I want police to be able to do its job to keep the community safe, and I want us to be able to do that in a way that respects privacy principles. It's not a one way or the other, there has to be a balance.
Would you want police to be able to take these photos?
I want police to be able to do its job, and whether a photo is appropriate depends on the circumstances, but there are times where we need to be able to collect intelligence in order to prevent crime.
So you would like police to have the option to take a photograph? You'd like it to be legally lawful?
Photographs are an absolutely core part of the way we do our business these days, so that we have to be able to take them in some situations.
How do you find in these cases people looking out of place or suspicious? Like, is that not racial profiling in some instances?
The report made no findings on questions of bias. We have a program of work underway to examine the fairness and equity in policing, and I expect that there'll be more to come from that. But I'm really confident that our people are aspiring to do the right thing by the communities we police.
How will these findings, I guess, impact the police's job to investigate?
So we achieve many resolutions through things like voluntary fingerprints, through our ability to understand groups that are offending and how they operate. And so I am hearing from our people that they are feeling that impact and that it is very challenging for them in terms of doing what they aspire to do for our community.
So these recommendations, I guess, will make your team's job harder?
There's a real risk that the implications of this is that we will struggle to prevent some crime and to investigate crime, and we need to get the balance right.
So how do you combat that? Is there another, I guess, resolution to this, solution to this?
We're going to be examining the report carefully. There are some important findings in it which are things that we need to get on and do. There are some other aspects that we need to drill into a bit further to understand the implications.
damage the work that you've done with Māori communities, particularly when so many Māori photographs were identified in the report?
Look, we're working very closely with Māori communities and we enjoy a good relationship right across the country with iwi. But we need to work really hard to make sure that our policing is fair and equitable for all people, and that's why we have work underway looking at that.
Why are Māori overrepresented in the number of photographs police collect for intelligence?
I don't know that that's been a finding of this
That was
report.
finding.
Clearly we interact with people in a whole range of circumstances. The reasons for those interactions are many and varied. It can be family violence, it can be youth offending, it can be gangs, it can be a mental health episode. Some of that is beyond police's control, some of it is down to our deployment, and those are the things we need to look at carefully and make sure that that is fair and equitable.
Is racial profiling a possibility?
Look, we are examining this. We've got a program of work being overseen by an independent panel that will dig into these issues, and I'm really confident we'll understand where there are issues with fairness if they exist.
Have police stopped collecting and started?
Police are in compliance with the notice issued by the Privacy Commissioner, and so that was quite constraining on our activity. We need to examine the report now we have it in its fullness and work out what the next steps are.
Who's in charge of this change, of leading the change to what the unit wants?
I'm responsible for making sure that this report is implemented appropriately. As I've signalled, we have some concerns about its implications, and that's the bit we're going to be looking at further.
Is there going to be some sort of training for police officers to comply with this?
There'll certainly need to be some training, and there's clearly some work that we need to do on our core processes, but also there are some things that we want to look at a bit more carefully.
What does that look like? Have you issued an order to police?
When we got the compliance notice, we gave, actually before that, we gave clear directions to create reassurance about our current situation. Now that we've got the full report, we can look at what all our policies and systems and processes need to be.
When did you give that notice?
Months ago.
Can you give me
Very shortly after the whole issue came to light, we gave some really clear directions around youth photographs and fingerprints.
Do you have an idea of how many photographs remain in the system that have been taken unlawfully?
We have taken significant steps to remove photographs from our system that we believe are taken unlawfully. The work we need to do on our systems is getting to a single way of collating and putting those together so that we can manage disposal, all of those sorts of things.
Will you be releasing the internal review into this, if one is being conducted?
There's not a specific internal review on this topic. There may be reviews that are relevant. We're transparent, but most of it is traversed thoroughly in this report.
Are you expecting any legal challenges as a result of this report?
I'm not aware of anything in that vein, no.
You say significant steps to getting rid of the photographs. Is that all of them? Are they all gone?
We have to get our system set up in a way where any photograph that's taken is coming into a standard method of management that's not in place yet.
So
That will take us some time.
Yeah. So roughly how many have you deleted?
Thousands already.
Hundreds of thousands?
Look, I'm not going to put a number on that, but we can have a look and try and give you one.
Need to know the extent of this. Can you give a rough idea of how many exist in the system that you've now destroyed?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have a number for you.
I'll get that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
just a question on the suitcase homicide. Have you got in touch with the woman in Korea?
We need to focus right now on solving that investigation, and we will release the right information at the right time to support the outcome of being successful.